They're a team that can play a 3-game series and win 2 games by 1 run and lose 1 game by 5 runs and look just as sloppy in all 3. And you come out of it and look at the schedule and you're like, well, they won a series and move on. But that's part of why it doesn't feel like you're watching a team that won 2 series in a row coming into this split with the Pirates. Like, because the losses kind of have the same vibes as the wins. They just they get some like sometimes it's like, oh, Alec Boehm hit a
scraping by
RBI double, but it was just like a regular ground ball that got through the infield. Like, it wasn't necessarily like he hit the ball really hard. And I'm not zeroing in on Boehm in particular. It's just that you've seen a lot more like that. You've seen a lot more soft contact, I think, and very few extra base hits when you need them. So that lack of clutchness and the general sloppiness does make it feel like you're watching a worse team that has managed to win a couple of games they could have easily lost.
I mean, I'm going to say our expectations, it's not that our expectations are high, but our expectations are competence. And that is why it feels like they're a lot worse than they are, because they're failing at the basics. And it when they make those mistakes, they should be losing. They don't lose all of those games, but by rights they should be.
Yeah.
Isolated their mistakes, but together they're a trend, and that does become the word that Liz was using maybe 2 weeks ago, concerning, because you start to think, if this is a problem tonight and it's a problem tomorrow night, then there's no reason to think it won't continue to be a problem in the nights to come, instead of just, the ball slipped out of his hand because it was wet.
I'll say this about everything we've seen over these first 16 games, and that's the Phillies did this last year, and they did this the year before. I remember so many podcasts during the course of the whole summer last year where we would come on and we'd say, how are the Phillies 10 games over 500? They're playing awful baseball. It was all season.
My tone is very calm as I say these things.
Why are we surprised? Why do I still get surprised by this? And it's not surprise. It's just
frustration.